So you fell in love with a narcissist and you got into a relationship with them. And of course, the relationship was toxic. And of course, after a little while, after the magic has fizzled, the narcissist discarded you like yesterday's leftovers. And you are now left wondering if the narcissist really ever loved you. Well, let's find out. Hello, Soul Tribe. Hello, Soul Family. Welcome. Welcome to this channel where we heal and integrate because consciousness is the new frontier. We are healing, removing distorted perceptions from our psyche. We are integrated. We are integrating, remembering the truth of who we are. And who we are is the divine human spirit, connected to God, connected to life, connected to each other, connected to all that is. Welcome, welcome. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this content with kindred spirits. Right now, Soul Tribe, I've got a healing session on Patreon. It's called Healing the Abandonment and Rejection Wound. We know that narcissists target the abandonment and rejection wound when it comes to their victims. They use this wounds to lure you into a relationship with them. They use the wounds to trigger you, and they also use the wounds to keep you in that relationship. And even after the relationship is done and dusted, the narcissist continues to use this wound of abandonment and rejection to keep you attached to them. All right. Now, the link to that healing session on Patreon will be available in the description box. And also, I've got a book on Amazon. It's called Healing and Integration for the Wounded Soul. The link will be attached in the description box. All right. Now, to understand how it is that the narcissist feels about you, we first need to understand how narcissists perceive love, because your question is, did the narcissist really love me? Because they've moved on. They probably are now in a new relationship, which you realized or discovered that they were already in that relationship, even whilst they were still in a relationship with you. And you are confused because, this person really promised you the moon and the stars. They promised you that they will never ever leave you. They'll always be with you. And yet, here they are, posting on social media their new narcissistic supply, and everything looks amazing. It looks like the narcissist has never been more happier. And here you are suffering, falling apart, trying to understand what it all meant to the narcissist. And so in order to understand all of that, we really need to understand what love means to a narcissist. So of course, we understand that narcissists are really demon-possessed human beings. So they are not a normal human being like you and me. They certainly do not have empathy. They also do not have a conscience. I wanted to say compassion. It was, a Freudian slip there, but we all know they also don't have compassion, isn't it? So that being the case, that means narcissists don't experience emotions the same way that everyone else experiences emotions. So when a narcissist says that they are in love with anyone, what they're really saying is that that person is that object that they choose to own. You understand? And not in a positive way. It's literally in the same way that you own a jersey, you own a phone, you own any appliance that you might have. All right, so this is how narcissists perceive a connection with people. This is how they perceive relationships with people. This is how they perceive other human beings. They see other human beings as objects, and they feel absolutely entitled to those objects without, earning them, without doing anything to basically have them. All right, so this is how a narcissist perceives you. So when they say that they love you, they are basically saying that they own you. It's like that Pokemon cartoon series. They will say, Pikachu, I choose you. This is a narcissist. This is what a narcissist is doing when they say, I love you. They're basically saying, so and so, I choose you. You are my object, and I will be using you to extract your energy And you better be grateful to be chosen for such a prestigious role, to serve as my food source, my narcissistic supply, and to also boost my image. All right. So that's basically how the narcissist sees you and your role in their lives. So they love you as much as you've got all of those things that they need. So they love you as much as long as you've got the energy. And once again, that love is not that the same love that another human being feels for another human being, affection, compassion, enfoldment and containment. That's not it. It's purely a transaction, a very cold transaction. And the worst part of it, of course, is that you are not aware of those terms and conditions of that particular transaction. Only the narcissist is privy to that specific information that has to do with that arrangement. So they love your energy that you give to them. They love the image that you create for them. They love the fact that through you, they get to have enough energy to go out in the world and source out more narcissistic supply, alternative lovers. And then also, you legitimize them in society. So they love that. So this is what a narcissist means when they say they love you, as long as you are those things to them. Once you are no longer those things to a narcissist, then the love disappears, and it disappears very quickly because they drain you very quickly. They are insatiable. They just keep draining and sucking everything into themselves, and it's never enough because they are a big black hole. And so because they are never enough, they're never satiated, you will feel depleted because you are a mortal being from a physical and a three-dimensional perspective. And so your resources are finite and they will get depleted. And once they get depleted, the narcissist will be very frustrated with you because they don't see you as a human being. They only see you as that appliance that is supposed to continuously be providing that infinite service that they have taken you on to provide. So if you are a stove that the narcissist is cooking on, the narcissist expects you to switch on every time they switch you on and to do the job, to heat up and cook the food. And the day you stop doing that, they'll be frustrated with you. And usually they make sure that they have a backup supply because, who wants to go hungry? So they want to always have some kind of a backup stove somewhere, somehow, so that they are always able to pop it up and get the food going. You understand? So that's how they treat you. So they'll be frustrated with you when your resources are finite. And then when you start explaining how that you are depleted, they need to have mercy on you. They'll be looking at you like, what on earth are you talking about, dear stove? Because your job here is not to get me to feel anything for you. Your job is to cook the food. And because you're not cooking the food, you're not giving me the supply that I need, I have no use for you. Like, I don't even understand why it is that you are expressing, your frustration at me, because I'm the one that's really frustrated at you because you're not doing your job. You're not doing what I brought you here to do. You understand? So this is the narcissist relationship with other human beings. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be an employee, you could be a friend, you could be a lover, you could be a parent, you could be a child. You could be an associate, you could be a business partner, you could be a client, you could be a patient, to the narcissist, or you could be a service provider. It doesn't matter. The narcissist sees you as a source of narcissistic supply, and your responsibility is to provide that supply. And if you're not providing the supply, the narcissist will be frustrated with you. All right. And so that's how love works with a narcissist. We've laid that foundation. So now, did the narcissist really love you? I'll always say the answer is yes and no. All right. When it comes to a narcissist, it's very difficult to give a straightforward answer. Many people will be asking me for a straight answer with regards to whether a narcissist loved them or not. So, like, literally all the questions that we are asking in this particular series are questions that people ask pertaining to narcissists, and majority of the time they are expecting a straightforward answer, a yes or no. But when you are dealing with a narcissist, there's no straightforward yes or no. It's usually both of those answers at the same time. Yes, they did love you, and no, they didn't love you. So now we have to unpack that. Yes, the narcissist loved you. In what way did they love you? Why am I saying that the narcissist loved you? They loved you in the same way that the owner of an appliance loves their appliance. Or maybe let's say you are a little stuffed animal, nice and fluffy. They will fluff you up and everything. That might feel good to you, because they're seeing you as that nice stuffed animal like that. So entertaining them, maybe they press a button and then you say a few things, sing a few tunes here and there. That's how the narcissist loves you. You understand? And so for you, you see the world in all of that, and the narcissist is laughing with you. You're not even aware that the narcissist is actually laughing at you because they find you entertaining. You understand? In the same way that the child finds that little toy that's singing and dancing and doing those things entertaining, the narcissist sees you that way. So to you, you see them as the world, you see them as your partner, you see them as your equal, you see them as this amazing human being, and you see them as someone that you're wanting to spend the rest of your life with. They are not seeing that with you. Okay, they are seeing the opposite with you. They are seeing you as an object that they like very much. So that's love to a narcissist. So we'll say yes, because to them, that's all the love they can muster. That's as far as they can go. They can't go beyond that. If a narcissist cannot love their own flesh and blood, what makes you think that they will love you as a stranger? They have no capacity for that whatsoever. This is what lack of empathy and lack of a conscience is about. You need empathy to be able to feel love for someone. Now, if you don't have empathy, it doesn't matter who the person is. You are not going to feel it for them. You need to have it to feel it. So, love to a narcissist is that whatever it is that I just described now, you name it, whatever it is that you want, that's love for a narcissist. You understand? So yes, they love you, but in that way. So if you are happy to have that kind of a relationship with someone, then that's fine. You can stay in it if the narcissist hoovers you back, because most definitely they will hoover you back. Narcissists will always come back. Their current supply will always run out. And so they will always look through their contacts to see who it is that they can reach out to see if, you've recharged. And if you've recharged and yet you still haven't learned your lessons, when they come crawling back, you will open that door for them. They will take whatever it is that they need to take and go back to wherever it is that they came from. So if you are okay with that type of an arrangement, then that's how a narcissist loves. And yes, the narcissist loved you in that way. That's what it means for them to love you. You understand? So in their world, that's okay. That's normal. It makes sense. You should see two narcissists having a relationship with each other. I mean, it's crazy. I've seen narcissists in a relationship with each other, some kind of a marriage or whatever it is. And sometimes you never know whether, because, when a person has been in a relationship with a narcissist long enough, it becomes very difficult to see the difference between the narcissist and the other person, because the other person literally becomes narcissistic themselves. So sometimes I don't know, even when I say I've seen two narcissists in a relationship, sometimes I'm not quite sure whether I was really seeing two narcissists in a relationship or whether it was actually a narcissist and a normal human being who had caught the narcissistic fleas. But let's just say, I've seen situations where two people appear to be narcissists. And those are very crazy situations. Like it's madness, but that's how it is with any relationship with a narcissist. Like a narcissistic relationship is a crazy relationship. It's a toxic relationship. You understand? Like there's nothing about it that makes sense. Everything about it is nonsensical. Hence, the people that are in that relationship, especially you, if you're the victim, you'll say, no one can understand my relationship. It's unique. Only me and him, only me and her can understand this relationship. No one else can understand it and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that relationship, it's nonsensical. That's why no one else can understand it. It's because it's nonsensical. That's how it is. And so if you are okay with that kind of a relationship, then that's fine. You can stay in it. I don't know why it is that I went on that tangent, but now let's talk about how that the narcissist doesn't love you. Okay, so if to you what love is means containment, means stability, means honesty, means transparency, means loyalty, faithfulness. If to you love means someone being empathetic and compassionate towards you, someone being accountable towards you, someone looking out for your best interest, someone supporting you, someone being there for the long haul, and someone really working hard to see to the success of the relationship and genuinely working hard, not that narcissistic pretense stuff. If that's what love is to you, then no, a narcissist doesn't love you. You understand? Because the narcissist is not able to do any of these things that I've just mentioned. When you are dealing with a narcissist, you are dealing with literally a false image. Like it's like you are having a cardboard image, and you are sitting down with it, you are doing all these things with. There's nothing beyond what you are looking at the surface. Whatever it is that appears on the surface, that's all you are dealing with. There is nothing beyond that. All they are is their image, the people around them, their contacts, their associations, their reputation, the things that they can do, their accolades. That's all they are. Their physical appearance and their performances. That's all they are. There is nothing beyond that. And all those things that I've mentioned, they serve only one purpose, which is to get them narcissistic supply. So demonic entities are not capable of love. From a scientific level, we will say that these are personality disorders. This is a mental health issue, isn't it? All those things, which are true. However, from a spiritual perspective, what you're really dealing with is a demonic takeover. Yes, the person has been traumatized, but to an extent that the soul has completely been fractured and it is no longer able to host, the body. It's no longer able to host the spirit. So now the person's life, the person is alive because the spirit is there, but the soul is no longer there. The person is a soulless being. The person is a non-player character. And the only thing that is animating them is demonic entities. That's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a narcissist. So you're not going to get love from there. You are knocking on the wrong door. You are barking at the wrong tree. The narcissist is not going to give you the love that you need. If you're looking for a happily ever after, you're not going to get it from a narcissist. You are doing yourself a disservice by trying to hang on there with the hope that someday the narcissist will change and become something that you want. You are literally wasting your time by trying to hope that the narcissist will grow to love you in some shape or form. You are wasting your energy by believing and hanging on to the narcissist's lies when they try and convince you that they love you, that it's because they are afraid that, this is the story that I hear so many times, it's not even funny. A narcissist will tell you that, the reason why I'm behaving this way is because, because remember, the narcissist never tells you that he's a narcissist or she's a narcissist. Like, they never say that, you understand? So they act as if they are a normal person and they project their narcissism on you. And then, but there'll be times when, of course, they'll be misbehaving and being very toxic. And then when you call them out on their behavior, they'll tell you, no, it's because, I've been so hurt in the past and I'm afraid that you will also hurt me again. And so that becomes that excuse. And so you are wasting your time by holding on to such kind of false promises from the narcissist, because he's not going to change. She's not going to change. He is what he is. The only way for them to change is for this false self that they are to be dissolved, and for the Christ or the source or consciousness to emerge, to bring in a new soul into this person. And this is the risk that the narcissist is not willing to take, because the ego, the demonic entities, are enjoying the free reign. All right, so that's pretty much what it is. So the narcissist, there's no love there. They are not going to give you love. They're not going to give you what you want. They are only going to drag you through the mud. So did the narcissist really love you? No, they didn't. They didn't love you. They only wanted the energy. Did the narcissist really love you? Yes, they did love you. And they love you in as much as anyone loves their nice, cozy appliance, as long as it does what it's supposed to do. That's pretty much what it's all about. All right. So I hope, we've brought the message home here. Soul Tribe, Soul Family. Looking forward to hearing about it. Have you ever been in a situation where you wondered if the narcissist ever loved you? I know I have. I've asked myself if the narcissist ever loved me. There have been times when I was convinced that, okay, fine, I know he's toxic, I know he is narcissistic, but what we had was special. and I realized, okay, fine. So the only thing that was special about whatever it is that I had with this person had to do with the soul contract that we might have had, but there's nothing else beyond that. And I've also, of course, dealt with many people that kept asking, is didn't he love me, did he ever love me, and all of that. And unfortunately, if you're dealing with a narcissist, there's no way that whatever it is that you perceive to be love and a stable, happily ever after long lasting relationship, there's no way that they are sharing those same sentiments with you. They don't perceive that situation the same way that you do. All right, so that's what it is. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories, your comments, your experiences. Have you dealt with a similar situation? Soul Tribe, Soul Family, thank you so much for spending time with me on this transmission. So until next time, remember, Christ consciousness is the new frontier. Namaste.